Hello and good evening. Now, before we go into tonight's story, I've got a bit of breaking news coming up for us now. It's just coming up onto the monitor. It was revealed in a government survey published today by the Prime Minister that he's actually doing the job of two people. Laurel and Hardy. Also, in other news today, West Mercia Police announced that tonight they wish to interview a man wearing high heels, frilly knickers and suspenders. But the Chief of Police has actually said that they must do it in a uniform like normal. Okay then, before we go anywhere else, let me give you a little background information about tonight's story. Now, we're going to call him Bob. For no other reason, just because I like the name Bob. The name has been changed to protect the innocent. Now, Bob has just come out of 2 weeks isolation. And whilst he's been in there, he's been eating all sorts of different things, crisps, sandwiches, the odd bacon sandwich as well. But he's been absolutely hankering for some squids, some calamari. So after his 2 weeks isolation, he comes out and he learns that there's a French restaurant down the road that's allowing customers, only one customer in at a time. So he decides to pop off, put his name onto the list and pop off down to the French restaurant. Now, after about a week goes by, his name comes up to the top of the list. He gets a text message to go down to this French restaurant. Now, he goes down to the French restaurant. He waits his turn at the door. He's beckoned in by one of the waiters and he sits down at the table. Now, the waiter walks up to him. You know how they do in these French restaurants. You know how they do. He's got the towel over his arm and he saunters his way over to the table. Or was it like this? I'm not sure. Either way, he makes his way over to the table, introduces himself. He says, bonjour, monsieur, because he was French. Bonjour, monsieur. He says, my name is Gervais. I will be your waiter. And not only your waiter, but your chef as well. Because obviously, under certain circumstances, there's people calling in sick all the time. So, the waiter, Gervais, his little towel over his arm. So, what would you like from the menu? So he hands him the menu. And there's Bob, and he looks down the menu. He says, I would like Gervais, yes? Ah, merci, sir, merci. My French is very good. So I would like the crab stick to start. Crab sticks, he said, crab sticks, very nice, very nice. And then Bob says, I would like something out of your tank. Now, being one of these French restaurants, these posh restaurants, you can go up to the tank and you can choose your main course. But Gervais has got a little bit of a look of shock on his face. He says, I'm very sorry, monsieur. The tank is rather empty because of the virus, and the fishermen, they cannot go out to fish. And Bob looks up to Gervais. I've been self-isolation for 2 weeks. I've been waiting a week to come into this restaurant. I want something from the tank. Gervais is looking really sad now. Sir, we only have one thing in this tank, and it's a little squid. That's universal for squid. Perfect, says Bob. Absolutely perfect. He said, I've been wanting some squid, some calamari, ever since I've been under self-isolation. So, Gervais is still looking worried. He walks him over to the tank. Sir, as you can see, there's only one squid left. It's like, I can't do a French accent. He says, it's like a pet. He's not very low, he's not very nice. It's not the right colour for a start. It looks green. And Bob looks into the tank and taps the side of the tank. And this little green squid comes across the tank like this. And Bob looks at it and he says, it's not that green. And it's more of a light green colour, like a mildish green colour. Yeah, I think it doesn't look too bad. It's a mild green colour, that's all. Now, Gervais isn't very happy with this, but Bob's made his choice and makes his way back to the table, and out comes Bob's first course, and he has a nice dry white wine with his crab sticks and salad, and then comes up to the main course. Now it's fresh from the tank. So Gervais takes his plates away. Thank you. Comes back 5 minutes later. Are you ready for the main course, sir? And Bob looks up and says, yes, of course. Yes, I'm ready for the main course. So they both walk up to the tank. And there's Bob looking at the tank, tapping it, and there's this little, like a mild green colour, the squid just going by. Gervais, the waiter, sticks his hand in, and chef, sticks his hand in, he grabs the squid, and they walk over to the table. Bob takes his seat, and Gervais has got the squid on the table. He's just about to bash his head in, and he realises he can't do it. He's in tears. He's absolutely good. Bob's like, what's wrong with you? Have you never killed a squid before? Mais oui, but this is more like a mascot for the restaurant. Well, it's the only one you've got. I've ordered squid. You've got to do it now. So once again, Gervais goes to kill the squid. He lifts his arm up to bring the knife down on its head. He just can't do it. Can't bring himself to do it. So Gervais, the waiter, says, I cannot do it, sir, but I know someone who can. And Bob says, okay, bring out, who is this someone? Bring him out. And Gervais says, he's a German dishwasher. I will bring him, and he is like this, very, very strong man. He killed the squid for you. Well, perfect, says Bob. Bring him out. So, Julie, a couple of minutes later, Hans comes out from the kitchen, still there in his apron, and he's drying his hands on his apron like this. Yeah, what is it you want? So Gervais explains the situation. This man, he wants to eat the squid. I tried to put him off. This squid, he's like green, has a hairy lip. He's not a nice squid, but the man, I can't do this French accent for long. Says this man, he wants to eat this green with squid with the hairy lip. But as you know, Hans is a mascot for the restaurant. And Hans looks into the tank, taps the tank, and this little mild green-coloured squid comes by. He's got a hairy lip. And Bob looks at it and said, that's the one I want. He's getting rather frustrated at this point. So in dips Hans, grabs the squid, and it's rather an anemic looking thing, you know. It's, as I say, it's light green, it's ugly as sin, it's got hair all above its lip. And he puts it down onto the table. He raises up his knife to bring it down on top of the squid's head. Just as he gets to the squid head, he can't do it. He bursts into tears, absolutely bursts into tears. Yeah, this big German just can't bring himself to kill this squid. Now Bob's beside himself. He's absolutely beside himself. Storms out of the restaurant, vows never to go back. And we all know the moral of the story. Well, basically, Hans that does dishes can be as soft as your face with mild green, hairy lip squid.